Shabbat Shalom to the Lord's elect. Let's begin this lesson by giving honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah, that's our Heavenly Father's name, and His only begotten Son, the one that made it possible for us to have the name of His Father, the root and offspring of King David, the bright and morning star, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the beginning and the ending, the Alpha and the Omega, our King, our Redeemer, our Savior, Yahawashi. Let's give double honors to our leaders, starting with our head apostles, the bishop, the elders from the great millstone that taught us this truth, and salutation to the Lord's elect, starting with 144,000, followed by the large multitude, men, women, children, mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 9, 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 42. And this message is for the Lord's elect, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, African Americans, Native Americans, Native Indians spread among all these nations. That's right, the speckled birds, we can't forget about them. They are also part of Israel. That's right, Israelites are going to come looking like all these nations. But family, let's get right into it. I don't want this thing to be long. And this gentleman that you are looking at on the screen, this guy here has, his name is Harry Dent. All right, he was the same guy that predicted. Let me get you some of his bio right now before I bring this article out. Now, let's go to his bio. This is Harry Dent. Harry Schuler Dent Jr., Small Heart Jr. is an American financial newsletter writer. His 2009 book, The Great Depression Ahead, appeared on the New York Times bestseller. But here, this is what caught my attention. It said, what is Harry Dent known for? He is the author of the book, he is the author of the New York Times bestseller, The Great Depression Ahead, as well as of The Great Doom Ahead, in which he stood virtually alone in accurately forecasting the unanticipated boom of the 1990s. A Harvard MBA, Fortune 100 consultant, new venture investor, and a noted speaker. But anyway, we know that all these things, the Lord gets the glory regardless, okay, who predicted what, okay? But I just want to bring you back what he said this morning in Pro News. This is what he said. We're going to bring this out quickly, and family, it's not going to be long, like I said. It's a Harry Dent. We may even have a financial collapse within the next weeks. Okay, it says the next weeks. You have ambassadors and the G7 nation ambassadors fleeing Moscow. Okay, they are fleeing Moscow. What do they know? Is the war about to pop off? Who knows? But family, we're going to continue to be a watchman unto the house of Israel. Okay, that's why we need to warn you. This is what the guy is saying. He says we may even have a financial collapse within the next weeks. Listen to this. The critical issue here is not whether we will have a recession, but whether we will have a financial depression. Let's read on. In the last few days, the analysis predicting a very bad economic event in the year we are going through are increasing, culminating in the prediction of the well-known economist Harry Dent, who said that there might be an economic collapse even within a few weeks. Okay, he even characterized May as a key month. In particularly, according to Harry Dent, we have probably seen the highs of the market, which is the longest and most inflated bubble in the history of the stock market. And this bull run, which started in 2009 and continued with some interruptions until April 2024, will be written in economic history books. Family, it is over. It is over. This is leading to the what? The charagma. Okay? This is what is coming. The CBDC is at the corner. They're going to collapse this thing here. They're going to introduce the microchip. Let's go. It says here, the economist points out, adding that the era is what? Reminiscent of the economic period of 1970. From access to real estate, it says here, the critical issue here is not whether we will have a recession, but whether we will have a financial depression. which will what? Especially adversely affect the millennial generation. Forget about buying house. It's over. Okay, forget the millennial, all these terms that these people use. It is over. The kingdom is coming. It says the truth is, says Harry Dent, the government has thrown the economy off course, and we are going to pay dearly with low growth and plummeting productivity. A collapse is very likely due to population aging and low birth rates. That's right. We know what happened 3-4 years ago, right? That, you know what, the venom juice. Yes, family. That's right. People haven't been the same since they took the venom juice. It says here, the technology cycle, the geopolitical cycle, and in general, the economic cycle starting to take a downward path, as happened at the end of 1982 or at the end of 2008. As Dent says, if you get hit by this downturn with interest rate at historic high of 5.25% to 5.5%, you are going to suffer. I want to jump here to, it says here, this paragraph here. Since 2009, we have been experiencing 100% artificial, you hear that? Artificial reality. Meaning it's not real, okay? Due to the unprecedented quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve and printing money, family, printing money. Oh yeah, telling you the economy is doing great. That's Esau Edom. It says here, and the particularly wasteful fiscal policy of the U.S., which has resulted in ballooning the deficit. 27 trillion, trillion, family, a T. $27 trillion over 15 years to be exact. Economist Harry Dent told Fox Business a few weeks ago, I believe that 2024 will be the year of the great conflict, the biggest we will see in our lifetime. It's called Third World War and the end of Esau's kingdom. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, he said we need to get back to normal and we need to send a message to the central banks. Dent said, adding, we will learn an unprecedented lesson. Things are not going to return to normal in a few years. No, nothing's going back to normal. This is the end again. Let me repeat that again. This is going to usher in the second coming of our Lord, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Because from here, it is going to be chaos. That's right. Chaos, civil war, third world war, and that is the end of this kingdom. It says here, and this coming crash isn't just going to be a correction. It will be at least 29 or 32 levels. Mr. Dent said in a reference to the 1929 stock market crash that triggered the Great Depression throughout the 1930s, adding, if I am right, we will experience the biggest crash of our lives. And in general, the events I describe will happen in 2024. What did our beloved Apostle Toha coin 2024 to be? The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We know that the Lord is dealing with our apostles. That's right. You see, 2024. He says, let me repeat that again. If I am right, we will experience the biggest crash of our lives. And that's what we are hoping for, family. That's why we are prisoners of hope. And in general, the events I describe will happen in 2024. You will see it. In little while, they will start with a key month in May. We are in May. We say, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi. So if 6 to 12 months go by and things stay as they are, meaning we continue to see the biggest bubble of the century, you might lose a little more profit. But if I prove to be right, you will avoid huge losses and be able to reinvest your money a year and a half from now at incredibly low prices. No, family, America, Babylon, you see, that's the mindset of these people. You see, we know that this is the end. You're not going to be able to invest 2-3 years from now. This is it. We have the sure word of prophecy. Barakata Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. The Lord of counsel shall stand. He says he's going to do all his pleasure. He said, but if I prove to be right, you will avoid huge losses and be able to reinvest. Because what? Their inward thought is what? Their kingdom is going to continue forever. That's right. They never see themselves losing this kingdom. But guess what? Reality is going to set in very soon. They're going to see it. It says your money. It says, let me go back here. But if I prove to be right, you will avoid huge losses and be able to reinvest your money a year and a half from now at incredibly low prices. Thus, you will magnify your profits beyond all comparison. There's no making, doubling your money. This is it. From here, they're going to be hiding in their bunkers. Before society collapse, all these elite, all these rich folks, family, majority of them are already fleeing. They are fleeing America. And they are building their bunkers outside America. It says here, the forecast of the economists comes to be added to those of gold Switzerland. The dollar will melt like an ice cube. Poor USA. And universal investment. An epic crash is coming. It will be the worst since 1929. They all rest on two simple assumptions. The US debt is of galactic. Listen to that. It said the United States of America, Babylon the Great, Assyria, Bosra, Mount Seir, and these are all code names for America. It says the US debt is of galactic proportions, and the constant printing of dollars out of nowhere threatens the planet with financial collapse. So now everybody is telling you who the problem is. The problem is what? Babylon the Great, America. That's why it says in the book of Revelation 17 that what? They shall hate the whole, the 10 horns, which is what? The vassal state of European Union. They will eventually turn on America. All these nations are going to come together and they're going to say that this is the cancer, which is America, and let's cut it off. If we don't cut that cancer off, we're all going to be destroyed. So guess what? In their mind, they're going to get rid of America, and then our king, our redeemer, Yahawashi, will show up and said, no, you are not the next ruling. I am going to take over this kingdom because you guys have destroyed the earth that I created. So I'm going to put every single one of your elite into captivity. And I'm going to set my people up. This is what is coming. We say, Barakata Yahawah. Barakata Yahawashi. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 12. We're going to pick it up from verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Those are your financial, your CEOs, okay? The one making the decision. Your Federal Reserves, oh, yes. They're going to family. He said they're going to tremble because eventually the citizens are going to rise up against them. They're going to say, you sold us a bag of lies and you told us the economy was doing great. Oh, that time is coming. He says in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves and the grinders are what? Your jobs, employment, family, your factories, they're all going to be shutting down. This is what is coming. It says, and the grinders cease because what? They are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. No hope. They put their hope in what? America, Babylon the Great, and in this system. They didn't seek the Lord. When the men of the Lord are out there telling you, seek the Lord, and now the things that's why the comfort that you had in Babylon, you will be able to grab your little chihuahua, put it in a purse, and go grab your Starbucks, proud, walk proudly. You think this kingdom is gonna go on forever? Oh yeah, you guys are gonna cry, they're gonna cry. He says here, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of grinding is low. No jobs. Oh yes. No jobs. The things that you were used to getting. No, that's why the unemployment check will not be coming in. Your social insurance benefit will not be coming in. And they shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Oh yes, all your entertainment. You're not going to be able to go to the movie theater to watch movie, your concert halls, and your sports, NBA, your hockey games, your baseball, it's all coming to an end. You hear? It's all coming to an end. It says, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because men's going to the long home, and the mourners go about the street. It's going to be a sad, sad, sad day. That's what is coming. That's what is coming. That is why when you hit 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Why is Ezra saying woe to them? Let's find out. And he said, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. This is all leading to Civil War, and then Third World War. Civil War is coming to America. Because this is here, this what the guy just said, Harry Dent just predicted, family, yes, it's going to cause civil war when the economy collapses. He said, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another with sword in their hands. Actually, the Spirit just says you should read this in the Good News Translation. So let's go there. I think I brought this out yesterday. And because that's the time that we are living in. He said the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Even Harry said it. Geopolitical uncertainty is coming, which is called Third World War. He said there will be great political turmoil. It is coming. With one group trying to overpower another. It's called civil war. And gain control while ignoring legitimate government. Because the same government that have destroyed their society, you think they are going to listen to their governors, their prime ministers, their president, their mayors, their police officers? No. You hear that? Let me repeat that again in case somebody missed it. It says, there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. There will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. It's called the Great Tribulation. Yahawashi said it in Matthew 24:29. It says what? Immediately after the tribulation, with through much tribulation, we're going to what? Enter into the kingdom of heaven. This is the tribulation. It says, driven by famine, because once the store closes, inflation is at all-time high. And we're going to hopefully hit Revelation 6. You see that? There will no longer be free access to the city because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. This is what is coming. That is what is coming. You see? That's his preach. But listen to Revelation 6. It says here, the third seal, famine, Revelation 6:5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. That is famine. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny. You go back and 3 measures of barley for a penny. You go back to that word penny. Let's look it up. It's called, I think it's denarius or something. Let me not quote it. Let's go there. Let's find out a penny and let's read it. A measure. It says a penny. Let's go back. Denarian. Okay, but listen to this. It's what? Let's get it.
Strong's G 1220. Denarion. Denarion.
Denarius. Here it says containing tenth. It says a Roman silver coin in the New Testament time. It took its name from it being equal to 10 asses. Okay, so one is equal to 10 asses, a number after 217 BC, increased to 16th about 3.898 grams of, or 1375 ounce. It was the principal silver coin of the Roman Empire. From the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, it will seem that a denarius was then the ordinary pay for the day's wages. Think about that. A day's wages. You're going to be spending your whole wage, okay, your whole salary on a loaf of bread. It's called inflation. That's what is coming. This famine, a Latin word. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Did I read it? Let's say it's an NLT. It says here, and I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat, bread, or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. You hear that? It's called a day's pay. A loaf of bread will be how much? Whatever you're making right now. That's right. Your day's salary, it can only afford you a loaf of bread. And don't waste the olive and oil and the wine. That's the word. Let's go back and read this again. It says here, where is it? Close this. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Your whole salary for the whole day can only afford you a piece of bread, a loaf of bread. That's what is coming. That's what is coming. There was an incident in, is it Germany? I can't remember the whole story right now. I'm going to leave it alone. You know, where people, I mean, the value, so the money was devalued, and finally people were just wheeling a wheelbarrow of cash just to buy a piece of bread. That's what is coming to America. Because come May 14, guess what? There's a big meeting taking place in what is it called? In Russia. The BRICS nations are meeting up to talk about the BRICS currency. The nations are walking away from the American dollar. And now here, I want to bring this out quickly. I'm not going to read it, but you can look at it. This is important. You hear that? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Remember this, the venom juice? This was one of the major company that produced it. But look at what they are doing right now. A crime calls for the guilty and their punishment. 6,000, deleted from what? The company. That's right. I'm not going to touch it. How many more will be deleted in the near future? You think the mainstream media is going to be talking about this? The Lord said, don't trust thine enemy like iron that rusteth, so it is wickedness. Family, I just want to bring this out quickly. Know the time that we are in. Yes, this man is predicting. What the hell is this, man? Family, I'm going to end it there. I don't even know how to stop this thing.
Έμαθα να σηκώνομαι όταν έπεφτα. Έμαθα τι σημαίνει φροντίδα.
I'm going to end it there.
Εδώ έμαθα τι σημαίνει οικογένεια.
Παιδικά χωριά ΣΟΣ. Εδώ και 40 χρόνια δημιουργούμε οικογένειες για παιδιά σε ανάγκη. Βοηθήστε τα παιδικά χωριά ΣΟΣ να συνεχίσουν το έργο τους. Κάντε και εσείς.
Brakata Yahawah, Brakata Yahawashi, Brakata Yahawah, Brakata Yahawashi, Kohala Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Beloved, I will leave it there again. Like I said, all praise, honor, and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah. Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Know the time that we are living in, family. We're waiting for our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Things are about to be turned up. Shalom.